In today's video, we'll be reviewing a list of 8 sampling methods used in probability and statistics. Now, these methods are used to collect data from a population. These methods also help ensure that a sample is representative of the entire population, making the results of the study more reliable and generalizable. Right, so we'll start with the simple sampling method. This method ensures every member of the population has an equal chance of being selected. Starts with a random number generator or a lottery system which is used to select individuals from the population. So an example would be like drawing names from a hat or using a computer program to randomly select a list of people. We also have systematic sampling, and this basically is a sample selected by choosing every kth individual from a list where k is a constant interval. And how this works, you start with a random point and then select every kth item in the population. An example would be if you have a list of like 1,000 people and you want to select 100, you would select every 10th person from the list. Next on the list we have stratified sampling. This is where the population is divided into subgroups like a strata based on characteristic, and then a random sample is taken from each stratum. How this works, the method ensures that each subgroup is well represented in the sample. An example would be if you want to study the opinion of students in a university, you may stratify the population by department, example engineering, arts, science, and then take random samples from each department. We also have cluster sampling. Cluster sampling is where the population is divided into clusters, often geographically, and a random sample of clusters is selected. Then all individuals in the selected cluster are included within a sample. Alright, and how this works is that the method is often used when it's difficult or expensive to sample individuals spread across like a large area. An example of this would be like if you want a survey, or if you want to survey students in a large city, you might randomly select several schools like in clusters and then survey all students at those schools. We also have convenience sampling, and this is where samples are taken from individuals who are easiest to reach or contact. And this works by a non-random sampling technique and is often used for quick or preliminary research. So an example of this would be surveying people who are walking by a street or using volunteers from a class or a specific location. Next on the list we have judgmental sampling. This is where researchers select individuals based on their judgment or specific purpose of this. And this works by the sample is non-random and is selected based on the researcher's knowledge of the population. An example of this would be choosing experts in a particular field to interview about a specific topic. We have the snowball sampling technique, and it is often used when the population is hard to access. So you'll have like the first individual is selected and then they help identify others who may meet the criteria for the study. This is commonly used for studying hidden or hard to reach populations. An example would be like a researcher studying a rare disease might start by interviewing one patient and ask that person to refer others they know who have the condition. Staging. And next we have multi-stage sampling, and this is a combination of sampling methods which is used at different stages. For instance, like a researcher might first use cluster sampling to select clusters and then use simple random sampling within those clusters. An example would be like in a national survey, the researcher might first randomly select several regions, which are clusters, then select households using simple random sampling within those regions. If you found this video to be useful, then you may go ahead and subscribe and follow for more.